Kiss. And
hello and welcome to A Gypsy's Kiss. It's Friday Fenndango and Susie Tube-a-Thon. Welcome.
hey everybody, we have a great show for you tonight. We're going to have fun. We're going to do a Tube-a-Thon. We're going to talk to you on the phone, and you're going to get to talk to Susie, and we'll tell you what's going on for the rest of the week as well. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I forgot to say my name. You forgot to say your name.
Who are you?
I'm Shelley Carney.
And I'm Toby Younis. And we're out of intro. All right, I got to remember to keep them on. Okay.
It's a whole new world.
It's a new world.
It's a whole new world. Oh, uh-oh. They heard it, though.
I was talking about our intro. So before we do anything else, will you help me?
Let's
so
share.
give us a second. So
everybody share right now. Get
Share.
your phones out. Share our video on Facebook.
Okay, so what do we have to do? Go to Facebook. I'm there. Now what?
Check your notifications. See if it's there.
No.
It's in my notifications.
Oh, okay. Facebook group has just started. No.
Get this party started. Watch party in my room.
I got nothing here. That's the group. How do I get to?
I did the group. It doesn't matter. I mean, just start the watch party. Where are you?
I don't know. So fix that. While she's doing that,
I'm an old man sometimes.
I'm going to do some housekeeping.
Housekeeping, you want towels?
Of course you want towels, because everybody should have a towel in case of an emergency. First of all, make sure that before the evening is out, you like this video. You should have a lot of reasons to like this video, but YouTube likes it when you like our videos. In addition to that, we would like you to share this video with your family, friends, neighbors, business associates, and your social networks, especially on Facebook, where you can just have a watch party on your own page.
See?
Wait.
Watch this video with your friends. Start watch party. Your watch party's about to begin. Ta-da!
Okay, so that's on my Facebook page, right? So you can have a Gypsy Kiss watch party on your Facebook.
And it says you're watching.
Oh wait, now I gotta turn it off.
Start watch Just party. Flip it off. Turn it off. Watch party's about to Go to a different thing. Ta-da! There you go. That should work.
That's you going ta-da.
Yeah.
Share it with your family, friends, neighbors, business associates, social networks, and Facebook, and that helps us to
grow.
You're on time. Oh, yeah. And finally, if you're not already a subscriber, this would be a grand time to subscribe. And when you click on the subscribe button, you'll see the notifications bell. And click on that notifications bell, and that way, anytime we start a live stream or schedule a live stream, you will be immediately informed and
in the know.
In the know. There's nothing better than being
in the know.
The know. Just make sure you lube that baby up first before you
do what to who?
I'm not sure where I was going with that. Let me tell you about what's going on. So first of all, we're going to have Friday Fenndango tonight. But it's a special episode of Friday Fenndango because we have a special guest that I'm going to introduce you to in just a moment. And our objective tonight, and you don't have to start doing it right now because I want her to tell her story. And so we have this one.
Virginia man, sorry Shelley, I missed your softer side. Toby made me mow my lawn. Toby.
Guilt.
Virginia Man, it's still up on my channel, so you can watch it anytime this weekend.
Yeah.
The Softer Side live.
Mowing lawns are important.
Subscribe today.
So we're going to introduce her in a few seconds. I don't think we're going to get a chance to do, we will take some time to say hi to the room and play some of your music, but I don't think we're going to get a chance to do text or emails or voicemails, and we're already backed up on those. So
we need some Metamucil.
We need some email Metamucil. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to have we're going to have a special Sunday Fun Day edition.
Woohoo!
And all we're going to do is texts, emails, voicemails, and telephone calls, because I know it's been, but Susie can hear your calls. So if you want to call and talk to her, you're perfectly welcome to do that. We can do that. I'm not going to open the phone lines just yet because I want to introduce her, and then I want to have a conversation. But lean over to your right. That's the address of her PayPal account. PayPal.
It's also in the top
Fennhaven.
thingy up here.
It's also right. As
The
Shelley
crawl.
said, it's in the crawl over our heads. And so what we're hoping is that you'll take a few moments tonight and make a contribution
Contribution challenge.
to Susie's PayPal account so she can achieve her goal. And we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, okay? In the meantime, if you want to reach out to us while you're on the screen, you can start with an @ A space Gypsy space Kiss space, so it'll highlight for us and we can see you. In addition to that, you can do what is she Susie Fennhaven?
Yes.
You can also send a message in the chat room to Susie Fennhaven.
Just do the @ first.
Right, do the @ Susie. I need to pull that one up so I can see it on there too. Okay, so that's the plan for tonight. Are we all in agreement? Yes, raise your hand if we're all in agreement. So let me get her on board here. Hey Susie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. So first of all, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your YouTube channel.
Well, first, thanks everybody for joining us tonight, and thanks for having me on, Toby and Shelley. And you can find my YouTube channel. Name is Susie Fennhaven, and yeah, what else? I don't know.
What's your YouTube channel
What's
about?
your YouTube channel name? Yeah.
Yeah, Susie Fennhaven.
And what do you do on there?
Well, it's Fennhaven. What I do is talk all things and only things Forest Fenn, and I show everybody my imagination, what I imagine that I see in the thrill of the chase, I guess.
Oh, that's important because imagination is more important than knowledge, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. And I've got plenty of imagination to go around, so that's what I do. I share what I see.
Sassy asks, "What if you can't do PayPal? Will you give super chat to her?" I'm gonna ask you guys not to do super chat tonight. First of all, because I want to focus on Susie, and secondly, YouTube takes the top 30% of every super chat donation, so it's less effective for getting it to her. The only thing you need to pay to go into pay, you do not need a PayPal account, by the way, to use PayPal.me. All you have to have is a debit or credit card. As a matter of fact, you can even give it your checking account routing numbers, and that will work. So you don't have to have a PayPal account in order to use PayPal. You just have to have a.
And they've been very secure, and they've been around for many, many years.
And they get it then they don't take anything. They take a couple of percentage points off the top for processing, but it's nowhere near the 30% that YouTube takes. Not that we're complaining, because that helps buy our equipment, so we're not complaining. But if I had my druthers, I'd druther you'd go to PayPal with that. But thanks for asking.
Yeah.
All right.
And then on my side,
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Go
And then
ahead.
on my side, what it looks like, PayPal me, I will get an email, and I won't be able to see any information other than the amount and whatever username you guys chose to write in the,
In the PayPal.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. So, it's not like I know, I won't know any details of your information.
Well, make
And
sure that when you do get those emails from a donation, you make sure you let everybody know that you got a new donation, because this is a Tube-a-Thon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Keep a running total.
Yeah, I'll get an email notice.
We just made that up, Tube-a-Thon, but we thought it was as good as any. Rick Astley says, "Wow, 30%, is that right? It's like being rickrolled by YouTube, brother." Yes, 30% is right. 30% comes right off the top of any super chats you send us. We do have a PayPal.me account, but that's all right. Okay, so the
All
purpose.
All right.
What?
Moving on. Well, she said she had a problem with Super Chat 7 years ago. Again, technology moves so far, so fast. 7 years is a long time. I can understand why you wouldn't want to go back. But, yeah, 7 years.
So, put paper on what's more, yeah, it is. It's much more efficient. So, maybe, what else is there? The Cash App. How do you usually take, Sassy, tell me how you usually transfer money on the internet. The Cash App, whatever. I'll figure out how to do this for her. Okay.
Figure this out.
So, Susie, we talked about having this Tube-a-Thon, and it was the result of you saying that you really wanted to get to Santa Fe. First of all, let's go. AJ Rainville, I absolutely do know what a Rickroll is. I'm like a hip guy.
we in fact watched the Rickroll last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
So this all started when Susie mentioned that she wants to go to Santa Fe. And so, Susie, how long have you been in the treasure hunt for the Fenn treasure?
First of all, no, this was your big idea, Toby.
No. It was after I watched you.
No, but I had called in and to talk about my boots on the ground, which was my first and only actual where I went to, search for the treasure. That was in May of 2018. So exactly 1 year ago, last week. And I just got a $10 donation, you guys.
From whom? Who's it from?
Got the cha-ching.
Ring that bell. Here.
I don't know. It just kind of flashed on my screen and went away.
All right.
That's how it sounds. So I have to address Bloop Bop. Bloop. Rick Astley just had a choir sing in Canada recently. Okay, so first of all, that was choir on YouTube. Is it not choir?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's choir.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's choir on YouTube. It's these two guys that get normal people together and they do pop music songs. They sing it like a choir, and they're all amateurs. They just bring them in. They're someplace in Canada. And that Rick Astley video, which is one of my favorites, by the way, happened several months ago. But if you're not already a subscriber to choir,
gymnast.
it's choir. Subscribe to them on YouTube because they're just the most fun to watch. Yes, I do watch this stuff.
Oh, donation was from Virginia Man. Thank you, Virginia Man.
Virginia Man, thank you for that. Yeah. We appreciate it.
I just opened it up on my email and saw it said Virginia. So thank you very much.
Okay, all right. So that's how this works. You donate on her PayPal account, and it goes to directly to her, and she gets an email indicating that so. So I got this idea about doing a Tube-a-Thon after I heard her story about wanting to go to Santa Fe. So the big question is, let's go back to, how long have you been in the treasure hunt?
Well, I got the book in January of 2018, but I was in the treasure hunt, I would say, for, like, I knew about it and had a copy of the poem printed off and had it tacked on my wall for about 3 years, I would say, before I got the book. And then I got the book in January, and by May I had to go to Butte, Montana, and right outside of Butte, Montana, actually at the Ringing Rocks, and because I was convinced I had solved it. And it was such an like this urgent feeling of like, oh my stars, I need to go like right now. Just like I'm sure many other people experience, that very first where you think you have it.
Been there, done that, tried to drown my son. Yeah, we've been there.
You just have this over, it's like, I need to go see this myself. Okay. So, I was, I called into the show to talk about that. And then you had asked, well, when do you plan on going again? Or when's your next trip, or where? And it was just like, well, being able to go and search. I live in Minnesota, and and I live, so that's far from the Rockies. So for me to go search, it's a lot of money. It's absolutely a luxury. So I so I thought I do want to go again, but I'm gonna have to figure out the poem for sure, all the way, without a doubt, before I can go and do this again, right?
Right.
So, but you had said, where would you go if you could? And that it's absolutely Santa Fe. And why I say Santa Fe is because, well, that's where Forrest Fenn is. And that's where he designed this chase for us all to start at the same spot, which is the Collected Works bookstore. The only place you're able to get the book, The Thrill of the Chase, one way or another, is to go to Collected Work bookstore, even Amazon. So, and if you have the book, it started there, no matter where your source was for it. And so it just seems like by design, it's by design, you must start in Santa Fe. And then also, if you look at including the words, he said about, it's in the only location that he says about the treasure is, he says Santa Fe, north of Santa Fe in the mountains. So it seems like, when all else fails, let's start at the beginning. I want to go to Santa Fe to see. I want to go to the bookstore and I want to see Hyde Park. I want to see I want to see his gallery. And I don't think I will be able to. I don't have an idea that I will get to see Forrest, because he is clearly said he is stepping away from the chase, and I don't want to, I'm not going to be thinking that means everybody but me, no. So but I just want to even just to get the feel of the area, and also and Taos, just that same, whatever. That's why I just need to see where it started.
So what are the chances you could make it here during the Fennbury?
Well, I guess that all depends on you all. Well, no. Here's the thing. I have a search partner, Goldilocks. Hi, Goldilocks. And so plus I can't. I wouldn't imagine. I wouldn't do this alone. I wouldn't do this without her, and she would never. She wouldn't do this without me. So we're. Right.
Well, I'm going to suggest that should we be able to help you accomplish this via PayPal. By the way, Dick Dastardly, if you look right behind us, that's her PayPal address, paypal.me/Fennhaven. You can make that donation to that email. You don't need her email address. All you need is that, paypal.me/Fennhaven. And it's behind us, and you can see it scrolling over my head right now. Okay? So I think it would be grand if you could make it during the Fennbury. That gives you a couple of months to put everything together. A month and a half to put everything together.
And Fenn has promised to be there as long as he's feeling well enough.
Yeah. And there's no reason for you to have to camp in the park. Hyde Park is an easy drive up from Santa Fe. There's, of course, plenty of places to stay in Santa Fe. And here's the commitment that I'll make to you if you do make it during Fennbury. I was born and raised in Santa Fe and Taos. I used to spend my summers in Taos, because that's where my father's side of the family comes in. So I will dedicate a day, maybe two, to giving you the grand tour of Santa Fe and Taos, the drive up the Rio Grande, and I'll show you the special places, Toby's special places, not Fenn's special places, and I'll show you Fenn's gallery that he doesn't own anymore. It's Matucci's right now. And then what I'll do is I'll drop you off in front of Fenn's door and drive off and see if he opens the door for you.
As long as you don't have an axe, I think you're safe.
When is February? I mean, is that?
Hang on just a second. I'm gonna have to look on the interwebs here real quick. It's sometime in July, but I don't know. February 2019. Let's see.
Is there a real mountain named Taos Peak? It's actually called Wheeler Peak.
It's Wheeler Peak. There is a Taos Mountain, Taos Baldy. There's a mountain that overlooks Taos that has about 5 different names by the Taoseños. July 5th through July 7th. I think it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if I remember correct. So July 5th through July 7th. So that gives you all the month of June.
They're all planning to stay here during February now.
Stay
Talking
where?
about it in the chat.
my house?
Here, yeah. They're like floor space, right? There's plenty of floor space.
Yeah, there is lots of floor space, or I can put you in the backyard because the lawn is officially mowed. Okay, so
Put
let's.
Virginia man to work on mowing your lawn.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to ask you all to make a small donation, even the smallest. You can make $1 donation, $1, $5, $10 donation to paypal.me at fennhaven.com so that we can get Susie to Santa Fe. I wouldn't be worried about whether or not she's going to find the treasure. I'm more concerned about whether or not she is going to enjoy herself while she's in New Mexico, because it's always important to me that people do enjoy themselves when they're in New Mexico, because New Mexico is a beautiful state. It needs work, but it's a beautiful state.
So let's
And I
see.
need to recognize, I'm sorry. I need to recognize a couple more.
Oh, okay, good.
donations.
Great. Let me give you a.
Heidi, thank you. Thank you very much. And I got another one from Steve from Oregon. Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Very nice.
Yep.
So people are responding, and we have a long time to go. So let's see what we can do before the night is out. And again, just $1, $2, $3. The importance of all of this is the contributions will add up. And oh, by the way, when we're done with this live stream, it becomes a video on YouTube. So if you're one of the folks that is watching this after the live stream and wondering what to do, go to that address, paypal.me/Fennhaven, and you can still make a contribution. So you can keep doing contributions whether or not we're doing a live stream, okay?
People were talking about your watch.
So this is an Invicta Sub Aqua, and it has the abalone shell face, which I just love. And it is a big watch. It's like a 52 millimeter watch, but it just looks so damn good. And they were having a sale, and I just couldn't help myself. So I added to my, and even better, they were doing a buy one get one free sale. So I actually got 2 watches out of this one buy. So it's my only bad habit. Wouldn't you say? I don't have
Is
any
it
other.
a bad habit?
Well, I don't
to
even
buy
know if it's a
yourself
bad
a watch? You can afford it.
Well, one you have doesn't matter. It's some people, Fenn collects Indian artifacts. I collect watches. I know there's no comparison. Okay, I'm going to open up the phone lines. You can call in, and if you have a question for Susie, she can hear you. Or if you want to say something to Susie, she can hear you and she can respond to you. You'll be able to hear her. If you want to call us and ask a question, you can do that. If you want to call and just talk about your experiences, let's do it. Okay. So, phone lines. Were you going to say something, Susie?
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Sandra. I just got another donation from Sandra.
Very nice. Thank you.
Do you have your headsets in?
Yeah.
I can see it. All right. Okay, so I am opening. Wait a minute. There was a question in the room that I missed. Hold on.
Oh, Jason Dent just sent.
Wait. Hey. All right.
Woo.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony Driver just sent.
Very nice. Thank you,
Yay.
guys. Thank you for making contributions.
Very good.
Oh, and I'm sorry I said your whole name. Oh, I'll be more careful of people's anonymity.
Anonymity. That's right. Anonymity is important. It's okay. It's all right. Wait. I was going to do something else.
If they
here.
use their whole name in the chat room, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the hard part is.
Everybody knows Jason Dent.
10,000 meter waterproof. No, Rick, it's 500 meters. So, thanks anyway. Hitchhiking is cheaper, says Bloop. Yes, it is cheaper, Bloop. But that's a great way to be killed by some mass murderer on the road. So, okay. Let's see.
Is it a great way? Oh, you want to commit suicide? Go hitchhiking. You're so weird. Waiting for Jerry Lewis to come out. Jerry Lewis is not going to be involved.
Hey, the Jerry Lewis, he used to have a
Telethon.
Telethon, not a Tube-a-Thon. So,
Oh, we got some super chat
super
from
chat.
Bigfoot Tree Hugger.
Bigfoot Tree Hugger, thank you.
Hope you're not upset with me, Susie.
There's no
No,
need.
not at all. I hope you guys, yes, the super chats, you guys should get, you guys work hard on putting these shows out, and you absolutely deserve super chats.
So we're doing okay super chat wise. If you're thinking about giving a super chat, I would far more prefer you to go to paypal.me/Fennhaven and give it to Susie.
You know what? I'm not going to turn down free money.
Because we do this we do this 4 times a week, and we'll be on Sunday, so we can talk super chat on
So that'll
Sunday.
be 5 times this week.
Super chat.
Plus my
challenge.
2 super sides. The softer side. The softer side.
The softer side.
Softer side.
You're really getting that.
It's like
little,
Superstar.
Wait till you get wait till I get you that new microphone. Okay, so I'm going to open the phone lines 866-597-9901. Call and let us know what you think about this and whether you think Susie deserves to go to Santa Fe or not. And then what I'm going to do, Susie, why don't you said you had some stuff for us that you were going to share tonight in terms of your research. Why don't you start with that until we get a phone call, okay? So,
okay.
Why don't you tell us about what you found in your research?
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to crack a beer for this, you guys.
Oh, too late.
We got a phone call.
Hold on.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Susie. What's your name, your first name? Where are you calling from? And what's your commentary?
Hi there, everyone. This is Doug from New Mexico.
Hey, Doug. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Thank you for all of your content. And Susie, thank you for all your content. I just have a question for Susie. I'm not sure if she can hear me, but
she can hear you.
My question is, Susie, it seems like you've gone really deep into all the pictures and photographs and so much other than the poem, and I really appreciate that. I think it's cool to see like every angle and kind of expand our minds. But do you ever consider putting all that stuff aside and just dedicating yourself fully to the poem and the written words that are inside of the Thrill of the Chase and a map, and kind of just putting all that other stuff aside? Do you think that kind of in a way distracts you, or do you feel that would take all the fun out of it?
Well, thank you for your question. What I have to say about that is, I do share a lot with you guys. I do share almost a lot, but there are things like my research when I'm just working on the poem that I have to keep to myself, or holy cow, it's like, I think I walk a fine line of giving away, too much information, maybe in some people's eyes. I walk a fine line. And so, there are things about the poem and other connections that I have made that I have shared also in my videos, but there's also things behind the scenes that I keep under my hat.
So let's go back to Greg's question, if you don't mind. Why not just focus on the poem?
Doug.
I'm sorry, Doug's question. Excuse me, Doug. So why not just focus on the poem?
Because it's like I think I'm building knowledge, and so once you get stuck in the poem where you're stuck, like you can't figure out where else to move or how to go, or that's when I start digging for, like, okay, what are we all missing here? What is it? And so that's where I go digging in the book. And every time you guys do see me go digging in the book, it's always trying to relate it back to the poem.
So, Doug, do you have a follow-up question for Susie?
I think that explains it well. I just wanted to ask Susie, what is the first thing that you would buy if you found the treasure?
What would be the first thing I would buy?
Yeah, if you found the treasure, what would be the first thing that you would buy?
A puppy.
Did you just lose your puppy?
And what's the one thing in the chest? What's the one thing in the chest you'd want to keep?
That I would want to keep?
Yeah.
the forest biography in the jar.
Oh, very good. Wow.
Wow.
Very
Sure.
nice. All right, Doug.
That's a lot. All
I'm,
right.
I'm going to
Well,
go
thank
on
you
to
so
the
much, guys.
next caller.
Appreciate your
Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question.
So that's a good question for the room, in the room, and Doug, not hookers and blow, all right? Who's that? I mean, full press, not Doug. Everybody in the room, do me a favor and answer the question, what's the first thing you would buy if you found the treasure?
We have a comment from Kurt Hensley for Susie. I watch your show all the time and love your imagination. I wanted to say that I thought you were right on about the 3 marbles relating to an alchemy SY. I'm not sure what
It could be, you might have wanted
An
alchemist.
alchemy symbol.
Oh, alchemy symbol.
Oh,
Okay.
he must have ran out of letters to be able to use. Symbol from today. Oh, he finished it there. So he thinks you're right on about the 3 marbles relating to an alchemy symbol.
And that's something I was going to show. I did put up a couple videos this afternoon.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody, but I did that in preparation for tonight. So I am going to show the same thing I had made the video this afternoon, plus one more thing, how I can tie those things together, how I can find where warm waters halt in the book and warm waters and halt in the book.
Very nice.
2 different locations that go together. And I'm going to show you that.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for another caller, why don't you start talking about the things, if you want to talk about what you've found and put videos up about this afternoon, go ahead and do that. So what do you think?
Okay, sure. Okay, here you go. I'm on page, let's see if I can, it's in here. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that okay, right?
Yes, we can, yeah.
Okay, this picture is what I'm looking at here is these 3 marbles in particular.
Uh-huh.
And when I've got, here's my latest weapon in the newest Fenn chase.
Hold on, we're getting a call. Just give me a second. Hey, caller, you've reached Shelley and Toby and Susie. Hang on for just a second. Susie was about to share something with us, okay? Just give me 1 second. Go ahead, Susie.
Thank you.
Okay, so I found in this book that the symbol of the 3, in a circle with the 3 open circles, like these are open circles, not closed circles, right? That means is a sign in alchemy for kaput, right? Mortem, the skull, death's head, the epitome of decline and decay. And so what I'm finding is that I thought, okay, so could this be the death's head or the skull? And why that's important is I can relate this back to the gold bug, the original treasure hunt, where Edgar Allan Poe and how the treasure's found there is the skull, is the symbol, is the blaze, is in that scenario, and in how I tie it to Fenn's treasure, Forrest's treasure, is that right after the poem, he says he dreamt he was Captain Kidd reincarnated. Well, Captain Kidd is the person that hid the treasure, or that was the treasure in the gold bug, is Captain Kidd's treasure. And so if he's is he reincarnating the gold bug story? And if so, I can tie that maybe these 3 open circles maybe this is the skull.
You know what? It's interesting when you drew that pencil line across, around that image. I realized it does look like a skull, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
We've got a caller on the line. Let's see what question they have for you. Hey, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Susie. I managed to get that out without stumbling over that. What's your name, your first name, where are you calling from, and what's your question for Susie?
Am I live here, Toby?
You
Yes.
are live. Yes, sir, you are.
All right. Hey, Toby, how you doing, Shelley?
Hello.
Hey,
See
very,
ya.
very good, thank you.
I've been calling myself the Beverly Hills Philly.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm from Pennsylvania.
right.
I have found something, and it's so simple. With where warm water called. I know Shelley or Susie Fennhaven is online. Hi, Susie. I love you.
Hi, thank you.
I have a drag on my computer, so it was like listening to two things at once. So I just walked away from the computer, and I'm on the my boots on the ground. Sorry, I'm not. Susie, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just really
So-
nervous.
So what we want to focus on, what we want to focus on,
Everybody is missing something in the first part of Fourth Fenn's Thrill the Chase. Who is Portmanteau? Susie hit on Captain Kidd.
Mhm.
Treasure Island plays a part in this. There is a bigger picture. Everybody's missing. A portmanteau is words that link together. Am I still on the air, Toby? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I guess.
no, we can hear you, go
okay.
ahead. So, but I do,
hang
hang on just a minute. So I want to focus this on Susie tonight, and
Yes, Toby.
then on Sunday, we're going to start taking calls and we can get back to everybody's theories, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'd like you to do is, if you have a question for Susie, I'd like you to ask that question, even if it relates to your solution. And then we can move on to the next caller, and we can save this conversation about what you found boots on the ground, because I have all your text messages, but we're not reading those tonight. So we'll start with those on Sunday. And then we can call in, you can talk about this.
Yeah.
So the question I have for you is, what question do you have for Susie?
Susie, you say about Captain Kidd and relating to the Treasure Island. It is an actual real story. If you look into it, you will see there's more than that. Susie, when you say about Captain Kidd and the treasure, what can you relate to? He didn't say Treasure Island. He said Gardener's Island.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that, Susie?
All right, I'm going to let her answer that. I'm going to put you on, you can take that offline, and I'm going to let her answer that question, okay?
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I'm nervous. I love all y'all.
No, don't be nervous. Well, we got plenty of time to talk about this over the next couple of weeks.
No, you're doing fine. You did fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Susie. I love you. You found more in pictures than I ever seen in anything.
Don't worry about it. All right, let's see what she's got to say.
Okay, save it. All right, sorry.
Okay, so Susie, he was talking. He used the word portmanteau, and I'm not sure that relates to what we're trying to accomplish
Lucy's
here.
having a problem.
But
trying to
Gardner
donate.
Island and yes, that was one of those right when I first got the book. Of course, it was like I found Gardner, Montana, which before the chase I didn't even know existed. I didn't know what the Roosevelt Arch was, what it looked like going in that entrance at Yellowstone. Forrest has taught me so much. But anyway, of course, it was like, this is spelt the same. This has got to be it.
Yeah.
And so I did spend time looking around in that Gardner area, and what I did find up there is that Devil's Slide. That whole rusty slide is up there. And also when looking at topo maps of Gardner and that and electric, that next town in between, and the Yellowstone River is between those two. When you're looking at topo maps of that area, and you go kind of where the old railroad used to come out of Gardner, and followed along that mountain, there used to be some sort of mine there or something. But on the topo map, it says coke oven. And I'd never, I thought, what in the world it's like a feature on a topo map. It says coke oven. And where I still kind of have that, where I'm kind of coming back to that is I think that has something to do with a mining, right? Or some oven, but a smelting oven. And Forrest, he started a whole, he made a foundry, So, and then there's mentions of oven come brown out of the oven, more than once in the chase is a mention of an oven. And so I found that interesting that an oven could be a feature on a topo map and happens to be in Gardner. So I don't know. I never have been to that area, and I never followed that clue any further than that, or found, I couldn't find enough other things that fit the poem, or how that would fit. And so I've kind of, but thank you for reminding me of that, Gardner, and but yeah, well, that was a long way around to answer a simple question. But.
No, that was fair. So I want to talk to the folks out there that are having trouble with the stream. The stream, it's okay. I know it's dropped off on here. It should come back. The stream it's on YouTube side, because I can see that we're streaming out at our normal rate and it's getting to YouTube. What I don't know is what YouTube is doing at any given time. So if you see me doing this, just do what everybody else in the room is saying. That is, just refresh your screen and it should come back. Now, the other thing is that when this goes live, eventually, when it goes, right here, go ahead. When it goes live, eventually all of this content will be there, because it is recording it. So we apologize for the interruption, but it's a YouTube
So Susie,
issue.
do we have a goal tonight, and do you have a tally of where we're at this point?
No, I don't. It's kind of hard. It's like a one giant email that keeps adding on top of each other from PayPal. So it keeps, so it's kind of hard to figure out. And I really don't have a goal tonight. I just, because I don't know.
Let's say we're shooting for 1,000.
You think that's a fair number?
But how in the world would I be able to keep track of that?
You'd have to add up every one of those emails you got, and that's the hard part about this. So we'd like to, so someone said that you have to have a valid email. I don't know enough about PayPal, but I know what I do know for certain is you don't have to have a PayPal account. So William is asking, do you have an estimated cost for your trip?
Well, it's expensive. So and if I want to do this and do it right and spend I want to spend some time there, like a whole week would be ideal. And so if all things, my dream vacation would cost like $3,000, is about, or more. But, 3,000 is realistic how much it would cost for me to go for a week, and then, and get the rent a car and get the, go up to Taos for a couple nights, and, whatever. But that's really what I'm thinking of. And that's how much I will need. And I will let everybody know, however long it takes to get to that goal. I will let everybody know how it's coming, or,
Yeah, and you could do this.
I can't imagine I don't know. This whole thing is hard for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful and exciting and all that. But it's
And you can keep people updated on your own YouTube channel about the progress that you're making. And after tonight, you can still ask people on your own channel that if they do want to contribute to all of this, they can still go to your PayPal account. So.
And Susie is coming from Minnesota to Santa Fe, New Mexico.
So, yeah, my guess is between 2,500 and 3,000 for a week long from Santa Fe. Are you flying or driving?
flying.
Yeah. So I'm going to say between 2,500 and 3,000 for a week-long trip. Okay.
And William said that you might just be able to check your main page on PayPal and get a running total.
Oh.
If you check,
I don't know. Okay.
Can you open the main page? Do you have another computer besides the phone that you're using?
Yeah, I'm using my phone and then I have my computer.
Try and get on your computer while you're doing while we're looking at this. Yeah, we'll have a good sense if she can do that. Then we'll have a good sense of where she's going. I don't want to. I'll reiterate what Shelley said earlier. We didn't have a final objective for this tonight. We wanted to make this concept available to Susie, but more importantly, we wanted to create. Our videos get anywhere from at least 1,000 plus views each video, and that means there's a lot of people who are going to see this independent of whether they're here tonight and decide that they want to contribute to this project. And so we want to focus on that, just getting the $1 and $2 contributions tonight. And then for those of you that are watching this video at a later date, you can still get to her PayPal account by using paypal.me/Fennhaven and donate to her. And I think it would be great to see you at Fennbury. We plan to be there on the potluck day. And as we said this afternoon, where are they?
Where what? Oh.
So this afternoon we mentioned that we got a couple of silver coins from Christy and Mike as a thank you for participating in their, what did they call it? Marathon a couple of weeks ago. So they gave us these coins. And we have 2 of them, and we're going to take one of those, and we're going to, before the weekend before Fennbury, we're going to go up to Fennbury, and we're going to hide one of these in the area around Hyde Park where Fennbury is taking place. And then one of us is going to write a poem with clues, and we're going to give those to the members of the Fennbury, the people that are there. We're going to share that with the Fennbury guys. The other coin, we're going to take a not boots on the ground trip up north, and we're going to hide this in the mountains north of Santa Fe someplace, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll give you some sort of clues to find that. So you can have these 2 coins as well. Okay,
Lucy, you should be able to just enter this into your browser. You may, if you're trying to go there from PayPal, it may not be working for you, but it's just put this in your browser, this address, and it should take you there to Susie's page. I tried it on our iPad here, and it worked. Just typing this in. Somebody.
Okay, I got a total for you guys. I'm at $191.19.
All right.
Oh, congratulations!
$191. Woohoo!
So you can see it on your page.
Where's the applause?
Yeah, somebody gave me 2019 because 2019 is when I'm gonna find the treasure.
It's below. Sorry.
It's below the ones below. Yeah, Shelley was looking for the applause button and didn't realize that it was
new machine.
the buttons.
Sorry, everybody. A little confusion there going on.
Okay, so what we want to say is that applause. So thank you all for the contributions that you've signed up or log into PayPal. Sassy, I don't know. Hang on just a second.
Let's try
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right here.
We're going to do it right
together.
now.
I'm going to switch over to screenshot so you can see it. And we're going to go to
PayPal.me
/
Fennhaven. Enter.
Okay, we're going to do that.
Susie's page comes up.
We're going to say...
Put in an amount.
What do you think?
Oh, it wants... There you go. All right.
Okay, and we're going to say next. So you guys should be able to see this. So, it's going to make me sign on as a Gypsy Kiss. So how do I do that? Let's see.
Or you can just change that out. to you.
No, Gypsy Kiss is fine. What I'm
Okay.
trying to do is show everybody that you don't need a PayPal account. That's the whole
Right.
point, right?
We have to put in a password.
I don't want to put in a password. What I'm trying to do is, so
Just give her money without doing anything else.
Yeah, I've got PayPal cookies in here, and so it knows I have a PayPal account.
I see.
So, all right. So I guess I could delete all my cookies. I'm having trouble.
I've got two more.
Oh, two more. Let me see if I can find the ka-ching. There it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Listen. I want to make this donation anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead with a donation.
Lucy says, good luck, Susie. Tell Shelley and Toby I say hello. She wrote a note in her donation.
Oh, she got it done then. Good. Thank you, Lucy.
Use my no. We want to use. God, you guys are looking at all my accounts here now. So. Okay.
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay.
All right. Got some more ka-chings going on
I
here.
don't have some PayPal balance. Oh, okay.
Because
it's
somebody
splitting
gave you
out.
money.
Okay, great. All right.
I spent all my PayPal.
Tell me if you get a ka-ching there.
George, Diana, Connie,
I don't have to send you more money.
Stephen. Thank you.
All right.
Toby and Shelley, thank you.
Ka-ching! There.
That's how quick it is.
Put my money where the mouth is. Oh, wait. We got to get back to screen here. Put my money where my mouth is. Okay. So I'm going to open up the phone lines, but I'm going to put the qualifier. Tonight is Susie night. It's the Susie Tube-a-Thon. So I want you guys to focus. Right. We'll talk about your solves and your theories and your solutions on Sunday night. Tonight is about Susie, so if you have a question or if you'd like her to talk about some of the research that she's done, let's focus on Susie, okay? So phone lines are open, 866-597-9901. Thanks for joining us tonight. Call in. Susie, thank you for joining. So what else do you have on this one picture, or is it the idea that this leads to kind of the skull, and where does that take us?
Well, it takes us to Captain Kidd.
Yeah.
He's reincarnated, and I don't know. Is that our blaze? Because it's, the skull was the blaze in the story, the Poe story. So I don't know how to connect it. I'm just showing you guys what I found on that.
Hold on, we got a phone call coming.
Okay.
Hey, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Susie.
Because
What's your name? You know what you need to do? Caller is
Just hang up then.
well, I guess one way to do this.
Somebody wants to know Susie's YouTube channel is
Susie Fennhaven, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
SUSIE.
Okay, here we go. We're going to go full screen.
And Deborah Jensen wants to make sure you're not traveling alone. Susie has a partner who is also raising money on her own to accompany Susie. Is that correct?
She's good. She's got her own cash. She's fine.
So let's go to.
Wait, I'm the one holding her back, man.
So she won't be alone, so she'll be safe.
Susie Fennhaven. Okay, so there's her YouTube channel right there. Okay, Susie Fennhaven. Those are her videos. How many videos do you have up now?
Nope, there's another call.
Okay, that is another call coming in. All right, so callers, remember that when you do call in, make sure you turn off your computer so that we don't get that echo in the background. Hey, caller, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Susie. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question for Susie?
This is Jason Northface. How's it going, Toby?
Hey, Jason, how are you doing? Nice to hear from you.
Jason.
Oh, I'm still alive.
Good.
Flip the picture.
Oh, I guess we'll go back.
Susie, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for calling, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been looking forward to talking with you.
I'm great. What do you got for me?
I'm actually driving kind of right now, so. All right. Hey, you got your book out, right? Can we go to 123? I wanted to show you something, Susie.
Okay.
Okay.
She's doing it right now. You can't see this, but I'll tell you when she's there. How's that? Page
I'm
123.
watching on the computer. So
Oh, okay. You're driving
Yeah.
and on the computer?
I've got it on my dash there, Toby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, she's on page 123.
So the fish in the middle of the page, Susie,
Yeah.
on the left hand or on the right hand side, do you see the fishing pole?
Yeah. And then the mystery.
How about the X? It goes,
Yeah.
the X that goes through the fishing pole.
Absolutely. And if you look close, it looks like there's scribbles. Like that looks like a 2. It looks like there's words or like a marker scribble somewhere behind all that. But it's definitely like this one. You can see the reel, like it's rod and reel. You can follow it along. But this one, you
the
follow
middle
it,
one.
and it doesn't go to a reel. It's just a plain old X.
Yep.
I see that too.
X marks the spot there, Susie.
That's pretty neat. I hadn't seen that before. So how is the X made? It's the fishing rod and what else?
That's it. It looks just like
No,
a mark.
that's just a mark.
Oh, I see.
That's like when you go into paint and you use your paint and make a
Got it.
line. There's
Yeah.
2 lines that make an X.
Yeah. Very nice.
Well, Susie, it was fun playing Susie with you. That's just
Well,
something
thanks
I
for
wanted to share
calling.
with you, dear.
Yeah, I definitely see it too. You're not imagining it, it's there. And if anybody, if those who've got the book, look at that closer and you'll start seeing numbers and stuff. Like here's a 60, it looks like 60. I don't know, but it does, it does take some imagination, he said. And he said, no time is wasted in thought. So, if stare at the picture for a while and see what comes up, there's see what your
and make the
imagination
lines
finds.
cross, right?
Right. Yes, it's
And
definitely a
then
cross.
on your vowels, the vowels that you were talking about, the A, E, I, O, U, up on top.
Right. The big letters, right? And there's no I.
Yep. Well, the U and the O are swapped around because if you were to say A, E, I, O, U, it's U, O. So if you were to
Oh.
look in the back of the page and see, you see how the U and the O are swapped?
I like the way you think. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take,
Imagination.
yeah, and metal. That's
Metal.
meddling.
Yeah. Metal. It takes a man with metal who's driving and watching the computer on his dashboard at the same time.
Hey, I'm stopped now, Toby. It's all right.
Okay. I'm just worried.
No,
Maybe it's a self-driving
the-
car.
The last thing I want is for...
It's a Surface Pro.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's on a mount on front of my truck.
So, you got any more questions
well,
for Susie?
No. I just wanted to, like I said, hang out with Susie for a moment, and I appreciated all of you.
That was very kind and thoughtful of you, Jason. Thank you.
I just appreciate you calling. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah. Nope, it was fun. Thank
Take
you
care
both.
and drive safe.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Saying when they're
Just
getting
like this.
blurry pictures, is that just the resolution on their computer because they're slow?
Well, it could be...
It's processing.
We...
Because our picture on our screen is really good. So by the time it's done processing at the end of the night, it should be
It'll
very
be fine.
clear.
Yeah, yeah. So we're sending out. We send out at a very high rate, 5,000 kilobaud, and so we're putting out a big signal to YouTube. But it should go to you fine. The other thing I could suggest, if you can't see it on YouTube, take a look at our Facebook page, Gypsy's Kiss, and you might get a better version of it on because we live stream simultaneously to those 2 channels. So let Sassy know that's what I did.
Sassy gave $2 in Super Chat, and we just transferred $2 over to the PayPal for Susie Fennhaven. So thank you, Sassy, and there you go, Susie.
Did you get the one? It's from me, but it's for Sassy. Did you get that one, Susie?
For $2
Yes, I
from a
And
Gypsy's Kiss.
guess what else? I got Eugene. Thank you, Eugene. And I got another one from, there's the Sassy. Yep.
Okay.
And Charles. thank you, Charles. Good luck, Susie, from Charles and Janet.
Oh, that's Charles Chapman and Janet
Yeah.
Landgren from
From
Facebook.
Treasures
Mhm.
Galore. Come join
Yeah.
us sometime on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know I'm not on Facebook I'm not really a Facebook sort of girl, but thank you so much.
Yeah. Has Deborah Jensen wants to know, has Susie said she knows where warm waters halt meaning? The meaning of where warm waters halt.
Well, that was what my teaser information video said,
Yeah.
that I was going to show you guys this something that I found.
All right. Well, they're calling you on it.
Okay.
We don't have a drum roll, but do this.
It is pretty good though, I think. Let me get back. I'm clicking
All right.
around here.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's start with the asterisk on this page.
What's the page number so everybody can look?
15. Page 15
Okay.
is the asterisk. And and that
William says if they use friends and family, there's no service fees. Thank you, William.
Thank you, Steve. I just got another cha-ching.
All right.
Steve and Steven. Okay, so the asterisk. Let's go back to that. Let me find it in my book of. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna pull my light. Belva. Thank you, Belva. Just sent me another donation.
All right. Thank you, Belva.
Somebody wants to know what the running total is now.
Oh, hang on. Let me see.
She's like, I only have two hands.
Do you remember what I did that one time when we were doing Lady in the Oracle to make one image bigger than the other? Because I want to make her image.
You just dragged it.
That's what I thought. I'm not getting a drag handle.
Could try not speaker view, but a different view.
Well, I did, but then it blew us up. Watch. Go on. The choices are speaker view or gallery view.
Well, I thought we just dragged it.
I thought so too. It ain't happening. Susie, you're still with us?
Yes, I am. I'm adding the rest to that, and then $2 more. So it's oh my gosh, you guys. This is kind of and then two.
So it doesn't tell you on your PayPal page?
I couldn't get it. I couldn't figure out where it was, so I just did the thing, and I'm at oh my god, $488.19.
All
good.
right. Woohoo! And that's at 1 hour in, so we will be checking again throughout the hour to see where we're
Congratulations,
at.
and thank you guys. You guys are really stepping up here.
That
and just
is
amazing.
amazing. Thank you
and-
so
and
much.
as
you
I
guys.
said,
Thank you so much.
David, so as I
David
can do
Dow
that.
for Susie.
So David, we're going to ask that nobody use Super Chat for this, that you use her PayPal account, paypal.me/Fennhaven. And the reason is, and I will get that, I'll make that, PayPal takes 30% right off the top. And we lose
So
30%.
for a $10 donation, we get to keep $7 of it.
Right. So, but what I'm going to do for David at this point, I'm going to make that $10 donation to Susie, but I'm going to ask you not to do that because YouTube takes the money right off the top and she's not going to benefit by it. That's why we wanted to, and we don't want to be in the middle here. We wanted you to use that paypal.me/Fennhaven. So I'm going to make one more donation here, Susie, on David Dow's behalf, but don't do that anymore, guys.
Toby's going to go broke.
It's not a good way to do this. Yeah. Hang on. Let me get to. Let me do. Okay. So.
Thank you, David. And thank you, David Dow. And he's always watched my videos and always says, yeah, I see that. I see your name a lot.
Okay. So hang on. Give me a second here.
But she was showing us something in her book.
All right. We'll come back to it. Go ahead and talk while I'm doing this.
Okay. So the asterisk in the book on page 15. And, that's like our I feel like this page is our launching, our launch pad into the chase. And it starts with first few steps asterisk. And there is not an asterisk reference elsewhere in the book, like you would normally find. And so it has to mean something. It has to be something,
Yeah.
So what I have is in the and also I pointed out that it is a 6-pointed star used, and on my keyboard it's a 5-pointed star. So it speaks to the font. Each font probably has its own asterisk, and it's one of those details that I think matter. I think the devil's going to be in the details.
So what's the difference between, in your book there, what's the difference between a 5-pointed asterisk and a 6, or a 5-pointed star and a 6-pointed star?
Well, there's a lot of, they're really specific. There's several different interpretations of that. But I'm going to, of a 5-pointed or even more, or 8-pointed, there's all sorts of different, but I'm going to go with the one that looks most like the one in the book. That's the one that I pulled out. But what I find important is asterisks can be used in text to indicate words left out. Although 3 full stops is more common ideogram for this use. And then note that the asterisk comes from the Greek word astros, kos, or something, small, meaning small star. But okay, so what if what if that asterisk means words that have been left out? And so, and how I can relate that back into the book is, okay, right in the beginning of we're on page 5, is life is a game of poker. So this is the start of our chase. So if maybe the asterisk is telling us to go back and look for the words that are left out. And the words that are left out of this particular piece are the word only, the word and, the word 5, or the number 5, and the words in the cradle. So if that's the case, you can look at this in a couple different ways, like maybe use only and, like maybe the word and is a key word to the poem, or maybe the asterisk is pointing us to. The asterisk also can mean frozen water. If you look on a topo map, you will see like a ski resort will be an asterisk in a box as a symbol for a ski resort or snow, whatever, recreation. And so what if this is our in the cradle? I can relate in the cradle back to Ojo Caliente. And because what if it was on your show that I heard, I believe it was George, either sent an email or a text or something, and he was talking about how that Ojo Caliente, or near there, is where there's indigenous people say is the cradle of their civilization, or their, there's a folklore about that area and the water or something up there that is an actual place on a map that is called the cradle of their civilization. So could warm waters halt? If we're looking for words left out, and we're trying to find where to start the whole thing, warm waters halt could be Ojo Caliente, or I don't know. That's just one of my, that's just an idea
Yeah.
that I had. And now I'm going to build into where I can find halt. Okay. And that's going to be, oops, I'm not, it's going to be in our Teachers with Ropes chapter.
Mhm.
Here's what, so in this chapter, I'm looking at the picture here. This girl has a pattern of like little fluffy clouds all over her dress.
Mhm.
But if you turn, and I'm on page 110,
Okay.
and 110 and 111, and if you turn back one page to 109, you will see that line of kids, that same illustration from the page before. The girl, her dress, the pattern's now disappeared. That pattern is gone. It's changed.
So,
Girls,
let me give you a couple of pieces of information here. John Ito says that there is an asterisk in My War for Me, in the chapter entitled My War for Me. I don't know if that makes any difference.
There is. The word asterisk, in asterisks.
Right.
Yeah, when he's talking about the Vietnam Memorial. So
Yeah.
there we go again. Is the asterisk the Vietnam Memorial up in Angel Fire? That's a beautiful solve as well, or a way to put that together. And I think that's, I like the way you think. That's a great idea.
So Ord is in the room. George is in the room.
Yeah.
I know he just got back from his boots on the ground, and I know you've had conversations with him. So George, why don't you do me a favor and text me at 866-597-9901, and I'll give you a call. Okay, George. Because your name has come up a couple of times already. And maybe you and Susie can have a conversation about what you found when you went out for your boots on the ground. And I think it was Velvet Hippo asked about donating to Super Chat. Velvet Hippo, we're just going to ask that you don't do that. And the reason is YouTube takes 30% of all Super Chat. And it's just not the best way to get Susie that money. I can keep crossing the donation line here with everybody all night, but the simple fact of the matter is, and not that I wouldn't do this, but it's going to be, I have to pick up the difference in the 30%. And so I would rather you just went to her paypal.me/Fennhaven account and figure out how to cooperate with PayPal when it comes to this matter, because the 30% cut for YouTube is not my idea of a good investment. So when we're trying to get this as much as we can to Susie. So let's see. Let me see if George.
But we thank you for your generosity this evening. And Susie, did you have any more cha-chings? Yeah?
Yes, I did. I did. We are now at $508.20.
All right. Woohoo, hit the 500 mark. Very good. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much for helping Susie out, getting her to Santa Fe.
Thank you so much. Okay. So what? Oh yeah, George. Well, I've never really talked to. I was introduced to George on your show. I was watching your guys' show, and he was commented or email or whatever, and that's where I heard him say about that cradle. But when I think he actually used the word cradle, and that's what made my ears perk up, because I have had that theory of the words missing, using the words that are missing, or the misquotes. I've had that idea for a while, but just, always have that in the back of my mind. It's like, okay, maybe we are looking for a cradle. So when he said that on your show that night, it was like, oh, okay, I can make this, I can see how this could happen, Okay.
Okay, so hang on. I got to answer a couple of questions in here. Mark, you can't do it once the show is started. So we were just hoping. Oh, it's George. All right. Hey George, can you hear me? Okay. Make sure your computer is off. Got to turn your computer off so we don't get.
Okay, yeah, okay. Is this Toby?
It is.
Hey, hi, Toby. Oh, I must be watching you from. This is George.
Hi, I know because I have you on my phone in front of me. So I've also got Shelley here, of course, and then Susie can hear you as
Hey.
well.
Hi, George.
Okay.
So give us.
Hey, Susie. How are you? Good to meet you.
So I'm going to have you ask Susie a question in just a bit, but before you do that, give us a brief rundown of your boots on the ground experience.
Well, I met my nephew out there. He's from Texas. And let's see, we met on Friday night in Albuquerque and drove up Saturday morning. I think we left at 5 a.m. Saturday morning. We got up to Ojo Caliente about 7:30. And we started looking. We went to my solve up there in Posey, and we looked and looked. We didn't find it there. So we started branching out and looking further out. We went up the mountain, we went east, we went west, we flipped rocks, we dug holes. We looked at my solve again, where it was, and it wasn't there. So he had to go back home Sunday morning. So I drove back up Sunday, later on Sunday morning, and decided to give it another go. So I tried again. I went to my solve again, hard-headed, I guess, and looked again and looked in all the crevices and under the rocks and brought my metal detector. Nothing but the brass laces on the brass shoelaces, where the tire shoelace on my shoes would set it off. There was no beep or anything.
Yeah.
So we bombed up there in Posey.
So
we just bombed. Came back empty.
the Posey Wingay, which is now called Powhatan, the Posey Wingay old artifacts. Well, it's a good area. It's a beautiful area. It's not as northern New Mexico as some of the areas further north, but you should have gotten a good sense of how different New Mexico is from the rest of the country. And where were you coming from? Was it Pennsylvania?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
The Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah.
I used to live in South. I used to live out there.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
2 years ago. So, but I love New Mexico.
Well,
I
so do
love
we.
it out there.
So let me address one of the folks in the room. Just give me 1 second. Greg, I am not at all upset you couldn't be here this afternoon. We're actually happy. And your reward for all your hard work should be next to your name now. Okay, George. So first boots on the ground after doing all that research. What did you learn?
I learned that just because you think you have a solve, you probably don't. Or if you think you have a solve, there's more to the poem that you need to discover if you're even near it. Like that guy, Fenn said there was someone within 500 feet of it or something.
I said there was a searcher
And
within 200 feet. Yeah.
Within 200 feet. Well, yeah, he had probably 7 of the clues or 8 of the clues, but you have to have all 9 of them to find the treasure. He said you weren't going to stumble over it. So obviously, if you're not 200 feet away from it, you can't stumble over it. If you're miles away, forget it. You're not even going to get close to it. I mean, you could be right on top of it and not even know it, I guess. Because didn't you say some guy walked right past it or something?
Well, one of the things
So
he
I
said
think
is
you have to have.
one of the things he said was treasure hunters had discovered the first 2 clues, but then walked right past the other 7, and apparently the treasure. Those are my words, not his. So.
Yeah, and I see Hush Whisper just said, Fenn said you could walk right to it when you understand the poem, and you have to understand the entire poem.
Yeah, he's more than
to
once.
find it. I mean,
He's. He's. This is going to be interesting. Hang on just a sec. So he's said on more than one occasion that you won't know if you have the right warm waters halt until you're standing over the treasure, which is an indication of what you just said. You have to have it all figured out before you actually go out and you're going to find that treasure. So now you have boots on the ground experience. You've you've got that experience now to your benefit. You know what it feels like, and now you can go back and look for new solutions, new theories that get you closer to that treasure.
Mm-hmm. Revisions.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me, do you have a question for Susie before we get off?
No,
Well, no,
but
I had a
would-
question for
I would
George.
advise- Oh, yes.
Susie says she has a question for you. Go ahead, Susie.
Well, am I right by saying that didn't you find where that Ojo Caliente is the cradle of something, or some civilization? Am I correct in that? Or
Oh, no, I never said cradle, but it's a ruins of an ancient Indian settlement. It's just a ruins.
right, it's a ruin, but isn't
anything.
I'm sorry. Isn't the folklore or behind the Ojo Caliente itself or that area, isn't that something to do with the beginning of their civilization? Or
their legend says that man was created there.
Right. It is part of their legend. So the area that we're talking about is above, it's a plateau that's above Ojo Caliente in New Mexico. It's called Pozzuwingue. And it's a protected area. It's protected by the Bureau of Land Management, but it has a lot of history to it. You can still go up there and find and leave behind sherds of pottery and arrowheads and things like that. But it has a great history to it. One of the things that is common, that I would say is common to a lot of the southwestern Native American activity, is they're in one area for a while and then they kind of disappear from that area. And that's what happened to Pozzuwingue. They were on that plateau for a long time, and then they just left. And what archaeologists and anthropologists have yet to discover, people who study these things, are exactly why they left. If you listen to the stories of what's that place up west of us, the monument, Chaco Canyon. If you read any of the stories of Chaco Canyon, you hear about this, for its time, advanced civilization that had a lot of things figured out, and then all of a sudden it just left. And nobody is quite sure where they went or how they dissolved into other tribes or whatever. And that's a common part of this, of the history of Native American tribes in the Southwest. So do you two have any more questions for each other?
no, that was it. That's
Well, I would say unless you have a pretty precise solve, more than mine was, I wouldn't venture out until you understand the whole poem, until you understand everything that Mr. Fenn was saying, because it was a waste of time and money for me. But I mean, I'm not discouraged.
So waste of time.
I'm still in it.
Waste of time to the extent that you didn't learn anything from it, because all of this has to be taken, having been out 32 times myself, you have to look at it from the perspective of...
I learned. Oh, yes. I definitely learned not to be so, self-assured that I had the answer, and, to really study, see if there's any more to the poem that I can learn.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time. I mean, it's lovely. I would never advise anyone against going out there. It's a really pretty spot. But unless you know that that's where it is, and you have a really precise, spot in mind, it's just going to be a waste of time looking around.
Yeah.
I can understand though.
Go ahead,
the urge
Susie.
to go look is so strong. When you feel like you've got the things clicked into place, it is like wild horses could not have stopped me from going there the first time. But that was the big lesson, that was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. So I think everybody needs to experience that first search where you're so sure, and then get the scope. It's just, I think it's just all a part of it. I think you just, It's
I can.
Yeah.
I think my experience is a reflection of what everybody experiences. I bought the book, I studied it for 3 weeks, realized I knew exactly where the treasure was, and like you said, one of you said, wild horses couldn't keep me away from going looking for that treasure, and not only ignoring everything that I had learned about the poem to that point, but just going like, oh yeah, this has to fit. And then suddenly my son, with a rope tied around his waist, is wading across the Chama River during the
Snake
spring
season.
melt and snake season onto an island, an island that I kept telling him, that's the treasure island. The treasure island is important.
The treasure
He's
with
walking there.
snakes.
And of course he believed me, you know.
sounds like a great idea to me, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd
yeah.
have been right there with you.
Exactly. So, George, I envy the fact that you that you went out, had a good time. I can share in the experience of like, you just got to do this. You just, it's just pulling you towards that, and you have to get it out of your
It makes
system.
me more cautious.
Exactly.
It makes me more cautious.
Yeah, I think the effect of that first boots on the ground experience is to bring back rationality, you know, and you can go back and start thinking about what you learned and what you saw and what you spent, and then go like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that again. So
I was devastated for 2 days.
yeah, it's a pretty miserable feeling, and even worse, the day that we did this treasure hunt, that night we got trapped in the valley because of a rainstorm. So I had an entire night of not being able to sleep, to think about, you know,
It wasn't there.
that it wasn't there. So I think I stood out at some point, looked at the full moon after the rain had subsided, and cursed Forest Fenn. You know, Forest, why I oughta. All right, George. Well, thanks for calling in. I'm glad that you did, and I'm glad that your experience in New Mexico was good, and that it was a learning experience. And we look forward to seeing you future times. And if not New Mexico, then the other treasure states as you resolve your new theory.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Toby.
Hey, you have a good evening.
Night, George.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, so remember why we're here tonight? We're here.
So that Mitzi can get her blue wrench.
So I'm an adventurous kind of guy. I know that
Mitzi,
Mitzi and I.
you are the first woman on our channel, other than me, to get the moderator blue wrench. So applause for you. And you've earned it because you are here all the time. You're a very loyal viewer and always in the chat room, and we appreciate you, Mitzi. So thank you.
And of course, we can't ignore your sense of humor,
Absolutely.
because that's what makes it fun for us. We get to watch these things happen.
She is, Mitzi, you are dang entertaining.
And Greg Keller has also earned his wrench this evening.
Yeah.
So applause for him. He is always here, if not for the entire show, always early on time and sharing with everybody how to say @ a Gypsy's Kiss.
And he does it, and he works at
So
night.
he's always very helpful
He
to our
starts-
chat room.
He starts work at 8:30 at night, so he's always here, does his job, and then has to leave for work. And we've learned to appreciate
Yeah.
that. So I think he deserves the
So our two new
moderator's wrench.
moderators, we're very excited to have you, and I'm sure Eric Schmidt appreciate the extra support
yeah.
in the chat room
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And
So-
so does John Werner, Toby Van 3000.
Toby, another one, just
Yeah.
a consistent, long-time viewer who actually took his name, right, and called it Toby Fan.
Yeah.
Because he was the 3,000 subscriber.
That's
I don't know
right.
what you guys noticed, but this week we went over 4,800. So thank you to all our subscribers for that. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your commitment. As long as we can keep producing quality content, we will do so. Who knows more? Who knows more about banning
She
than
wants to
Mitzi?
ban Pootie.
Oh,
She's
Well,
like,
wait
where's
till he
Pootie?
comes in.
Where's
He's-
Pootie? I want to ban him.
he's been so damn busy. We haven't seen him hide their hair.
He's been traveling.
So I'm going to
vacationing.
go back to Susie in just a second, but let's remember the reason we're here is so that you can contribute to paypal.me/Fennhaven so that we can get Susie to New Mexico, which is her goal. not necessarily meet Fenn, not necessarily look for treasure.
Alan Kay is inventing his own ranch.
But because she wants to get here, and I'm hoping. So that's the number. Very good, $503.19, folks.
Woohoo!
We can do a little
Let's
bit.
get us a ka-ching going on.
A little bit better. Come on, we got another couple of dollars at paypal.me/Fennhaven. See if we can get her to $1,000. We got a half hour. See if we can get her to $1,000 tonight.
Where's our John Bobbitt? He's always good for
he's always good for
a
that.
nice donation.
And
There's somebody call up John Bobbitt and let him know to tune in.
For those of you who are watching this video after it's gone from live stream to video, that PayPal.me account is still valid. You can still contribute to it, and we can still build up this fund for Susie so that you can go.
There you go.
Yep, and I'm going to come up with other things for you guys too. I'm thinking of, making a little. I'm doing a treasure chest, but to give away, just a fun thing full of, whatnot. But I'm thinking of doing one to also put up on eBay, or a treasure chest with, I don't know, whatever. But other ways to raise money that people can like get something out of the, something too. But this won't stop with tonight, and I'm not gonna, I'm gonna come up with ways to figure it out and until I can tell him there.
So shall we give that away, the first $100 contributor?
That's up to you.
This one we're going to put up at.
It's up
All
to
right,
you.
so here's the first of you. The first of you to donate $100 to the Susie Fennhaven PayPal.me. I'll send you this. I know it's not worth it, but I will send you this silver Fenn treasure hunter's coin that Shelley and I were going to hide up in the mountains north of Santa Fe. So if you get a contribution, let me know when you get your first contribution for $100, and then I'll get that information where to send it. Okay?
And you know what? I'm going to take mine, and I'm going to hide it when I'm in Santa Fe.
Oh, good.
I will take
Is that a silver coin too? Oh, is that the one that you got? The one that you got
this is
from
the one I got from Christy and Mike.
Okay.
I will hide this on my big adventure and show you guys how I hid it and leave you clues so somebody else can go find this. And that's what I promise I'll do with my.
Can you reach down and hand me that switcher?
The whole switcher?
Just the switcher.
All right.
Okay.
Just want to give you guys a warning. John Bobbitt is the John Bobbitt, and he's one of our good, loyal listeners and fans. So please don't make fun of him.
We like him. He's our friend. Hey, Davio, you've reached Toby and Shelley and Susie. You got a question for us? Oh,
Hi, Davio.
Davio, can you hear us? Davio. Oh, wait. Hold on, Davio. No, it was correct. Davio, can you hear us?
What?
I want that switcher.
Well, why did you take all the other stuff?
Because I didn't want the other stuff. So, Davio, we can't hear you, brother.
It was on top. What do you
Too
want?
many chords, you guys.
Davio, we can't hear you. Let me see. Oh, no, can't hear Davio. Why can't we hear Davio?
Maybe it's bad connection.
No, well, it could be a bad
Try
connection.
calling him back.
Okay, Davio, I'm going to try and call you back. Okay, but before I do, I've got another thing. So this is a Behringer Xenix X1204 USB. It's a high-end switcher. Its value is about $200 if you were to buy it. So here's what I'm going to do. If you contribute hang on. Hey, caller, hold on for just a second. I'm trying to make an announcement. Okay, stick with me. Okay, so if you make the second $100 contribution to Susie's campaign, I will send you this switcher because I switched it out. Usually what I do with this stuff is I walk it over to Goodwill, not walk it, but drive it over to Goodwill.
Or sell it on eBay.
Or sell it on eBay. But if you contribute the second $100 contribution, we'll get this, and look it up, Behringer Xenix X1204 USB. It's a very capable switcher, and I have all the cables that go along with it. So
right,
there.
who's
So
on the
Susie,
phone?
tell me when you get a $100 donation, and tell me when you get the second $100 donation. Okay. So hey, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Susie. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question for Susie?
Hey, Toby, it's Greg in Rochester.
Hey, Greg, how are you doing?
He's our
Good,
new
how are you?
moderator.
Yeah, congratulations for being our new moderator. And how come you're not at work?
I have Friday night off.
Oh, nice. Great.
Because he went on a date with his wife last week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Sorry to prevent you from calling Gavio right back.
No,
That's all
don't
right.
worry about it. He's got to figure out. He's
We'll
got to
call
let
him
us
back.
know. He's got to let us know when he
Okay.
can hear from us, and I've got his number here, so I can call him right back.
Okay. I had this Toby-esque question that I wanted to pose to you as well as Susie.
Okay.
Maybe you can just let Susie answer it.
Well, we'll both
Maybe
answer
you
it if we
just let
can.
Susie answer it if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know Fenn has said the finder will go with confidence and find the treasure. And I know we talked about how there's no confirmers per se as there are with other treasure hunts. Other than the confidence you have in your personal solve, how is it possible for him to say that do you think that if someone finds the precise clues that they will have, that there are confirmers that present themselves?
I believe so.
Go
Absolutely.
ahead, Susie. Answer it.
I think that our confirmers are going to be, I think they're hidden in there. But once whatever it is that clicks, whatever it may be that unlocks this, I think there is something that's going to unlock this, that's going to click, and the confirmers will be obvious. It's, I just think we haven't done that yet, no one's done that yet. And what about you, Toby? What do you
Same thing. I mean, I use the comparison about the David Blaine treasure that the story that we got from Sassy. And what struck me as we were having a conversation with her about that treasure hunt is that, and maybe Sassy can help us with this, I don't remember the exact number of clues, but they were all embedded in this book that Blaine had published. And what was interesting about them is that as the community discussed and debated this treasure hunt, they could indicate that they were making progress in finding each one of these clues to get to the point where they found the treasure. And if I remember correctly, the story she tells, and again, she can correct me if I'm wrong, is that she didn't get in until only 3 of the clues to be solved were left. And so what that tells me about that treasure hunt is that the community as a whole could see that there was progress being made to the final result. Now, I don't know if Fenn intended it that way, because the likelihood from a marketing perspective is if other people could see that progress was being made, they would have a greater interest in participating in the treasure hunt. The disadvantage is that there were treasure hunters that had been, there were people doing the search that had been in from the beginning that might resent the fact that you didn't get in till it would be the equivalent of one of us getting in after 8 clues had been solved, except that we don't have that kind of way to know we're making progress. We don't know that. So I'm with Greg when it comes to this. I don't think, and again, I'll repeat what I've heard Fenn say, you're not going to know that you have the correct warm water salt until you find the treasure, until you're at the treasure. So that tells me it's nothing like the Blaine treasure hunt where you can see that progress is being made. It's going to be a matter of you having some sense what the clues represent in their grandest form, and going out there on a day and following one clue after the next until you get to the treasure. And only you will know that. Only, you'll be the person with the treasure. So I think when the person who finds the treasure reveals that the treasure has been found and decides whether or not to reveal the location or how the clues, I can't imagine that somebody's not going to go on TV after finding that and saying, well, here are the clues, so that the rest of us can feel like bozos, because I think it's going to take.
And do you think that too, Shelley? Do you think that there's a confirmers, or is there going to be a confirmation once you've whatever it is clicked in the poem? Do you think that there's a confirmation somewhere?
I do not, because otherwise the people who found the first 2 clues and went right on past the treasure, they would have known they had found the right first 2 clues, and they would have stayed looking for Home of Brown until they found it in that spot, and gone back again and again until they found the treasure. They didn't know they were in the right place, so there are no confirmers.
Good night, Jason.
Well, I mean, all the way at the end. I mean, if you went all the way, you know, to all 9 clues.
Well,
and
I agree, but Shelley makes a really good point. If you knew that you had discovered the first 2 clues, or if you knew in this most recent case that you had discovered the first 4 clues, but you didn't know enough to follow up that. Let me ask you this. Let me ask it this way for both of you, Greg and Susie.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew that you were out in the field, and you knew that you had found clue 1, 2, 3, and 4, or even clue 1 and 2, would you go home?
no,
No, you wouldn't. Or if you had found 4 clues, would you go home? What I don't understand is how he can say he thinks that somebody has resolved 4 clues and that treasure hasn't been found. Because if I had 4 clues, if I was convinced I had identified first 4 clues enough to write, because the only way he finds out is if somebody writes him. So I went to my location.
Unless it's somebody like us or Cynthia who puts a video out that says, here's where I went.
Video, yeah.
Yeah, here I went to Dear Mr. Fenn. I went to my location. I found Where Warm Waters Halt here. This is the canyon down. It wasn't far, but too far to walk, where I found the home of Brown. So you've just identified 4 clues to Forrest Fenn, enough for him to say, I think somebody's identified the first 2 clues. And your idea at that point was to go home and write him a letter. I don't get that. I don't understand why you would stop there.
Right.
And because if I was convinced enough to confidently write Forrest Fenn a letter that I identified the first 4 clues, I would write him a letter after I identified the other 5 clues in that same location. I wouldn't go home. I would become a permanent object in that forest or location until I did discover the treasure. But
Toby?
yeah, go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
I may have, I don't know if I misworded the question. I was thinking of how I thought Fenn had said, you know, you could walk right to it. And I know there's no confirmation per se. I just thought maybe if the right clues were unlocked, you would almost know you were walking right to it when you arrived at Boots on the Ground because of what you have found in the Thrill of the Chase and the poem. I know there's no confirmer for progress per se. However, you know, how could Fenn say that you could practically walk right to it once you have solved it? You know, is that prior to arriving? You know what I mean? So
I don't know necessarily.
In front of me, so.
Yeah, no. I don't know necessarily that he put those 2 things together. I think there was a point at which he said you could walk right to it. If you understood what the clues were, you could walk right to it, right? Which makes sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't know whether he associated with the second part of what you said. I think those are 2 separate statements.
Okay.
And I think the confirmer is going to be, so the confirmer to me, the set of confirmers to me is going to be the step-by-step thing where you can see the object, the second waypoint in this treasure hunt. Because I'm still not convinced all 9 clues represent objects on the ground. I'm not quite convinced of that.
Fenn 4.
Right? So I think if you're going to make a treasure map, you not only have to give waypoints, but you have to give directions and distance, right? So I think your first confirmer is if you can find the first waypoint, which is, according to him, Where Warm Waters Halt, and you take off in a direction and a distance, and you find the second waypoint, that's the point at which I would not stop. I wouldn't stop there. Right. I would keep going because but that first confirmer, the fact that I got to the second waypoint in that treasure map that's in the poem, that would tell me that I'm at least on the right track. And I would start hunting for the third waypoint or the fourth waypoint or whatever it is. Because he's never said, he's never said, when he said that some people have figured out the first 4 clues, there was no indication that some people have figured out the first 4 waypoints. The first 4 clues could be waypoint 1, distance, direction, waypoint 2. You can get to waypoint 2 and have figured out 4 clues.
Toby, okay, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, wait, well, I should wait until he's done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So let's take a break. Greg, did you have another question for Susie, or do you feel like we're not doing a good job?
I thought asking her what I thought I was going to ask her maybe what she thought, if there was a complete solve to be found from the book and poem that would pretty much point you right where to walk, and so forth, aside from physically arriving at your parking spot,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys next where I can find where possibly we can get a confirmation somehow in the book about where warm waters halt.
Well, let's Susie, let's see if we can answer Greg's question, because I think it's a fair question.
Well, I think that I think there's going to be a confirmation. Okay, let's take. I'm going to say where warm waters halt is the Vietnam Memorial, right outside Angel Fire,
Mm-hmm.
and to be the exact landmark, I'm going to set my GPS coordinates, pinpoint the helicopter. The helicopter, whatever the GPS coordinates for that helicopter, perhaps those numbers, maybe we can pull those numbers out somewhere out of the book, and then go, okay, look, here's the pinpoint location, and here's the numbers I found in this chapter, and oh my stars, that's an exact point. So
you feel like it's that precise? No. I think that's fair. I think you feel like that it's that precise.
Yeah, for maybe not all of the clues,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe our starting point is going to be precise, like that. It's going to have some sort of a pinpoint, and or something for us to recognize. Because being where warm waters halt is vague, and saying, okay, it's Agua Fria, the ghost town outside of Angel Fire at the Vietnam Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
That's still all vague, but to say, it's at whatever, minus 106 point blah blah, whatever
Right.
it is, I don't know how that, but that would be like that. It's like I feel like there's going to be somewhere in this, our landmarks are going to be landmarks that are going to be boom.
Well, what's interesting about making Angel Fire, whether it's the center of the helicopter or not, your starting point, you sure have a grand view of all the rest of the valley and the mountains on the far side of that. By the way, the Hoosier Sisters YouTube channel, they published a couple of videos in the past couple of days about their travels out here, and one of their solutions was Cimarron Canyon and Clear Creek, which is where we hid one of those coins last year. So they did a good job of recording that. Okay, Greg, let me thanks for calling in, and then we'll talk more about this when we have an open call on Sunday. And let me call Davia.
Can I just give one comment?
Okay, yeah.
I just want to thank Susie for her content. Her brain goes a mile a minute like mine, and I like her creativity and her imagination trying to pull these clues out of the edges.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Greg, thanks for calling in,
you.
and thanks for talking with Susie.
Yeah, have a good night.
You have a good evening. Our regards to your lovely spouse.
Thanks.
Okay, so let me hang up real quick. I'm going to call Davio right now. Okay, Davio, we're calling.
Give it a try.
Microphone check. Microphone check.
There's Davio.
There's Davio.
Davio.
Say hi to Susie, Davio.
Am I actually talking to Susie?
Yes, you are actually talking to
Yes,
Susie.
you are.
Stop.
Actually,
Hey,
you're-
Captain,
You're yelling at...
Toby, please.
What?
Stop talking.
Okay,
Just don't talk.
all right,
Just be quiet. Look at Shelley.
all right.
Shelley. Okay. Susie?
Yes?
Hi, Susie. There you are. Okay, I have such bad connection. I have to verify people. Actually, there. So,
Turn it up a
you
little.
want to talk about page 15?
Okay. The asterisk. That's where,
No, not just the asterisk, but the just the whole page itself. I mean, if you open it up and get out a ruler, I can show you a couple of things that are kind of tricky on that page that I think you might enjoy.
let's see if I can find it.
Where's your ruler?
There it is. Yeah.
Little one. I got it this big.
Yeah.
Mini ruler.
There it is. Okay, so if you lay out your ruler and start with the dot on the I of sit, and you go straight down to the word, the I in first. You draw, that's your first line right there. Draw that line.
So the
Well,
I, what was the first word the I is in? I missed that.
The I in sit.
Fit. To the I in what?
To the I in first, which is right below.
You got that?
First few steps. Okay, so that's the first line, and then you do another line. Let me get to my page 15.
I don't think she could reach, I don't think that ruler's going to be long enough.
Oh, no, it's, what, to my house?
No.
We're talking
The
oh,
ruler
she's got
that
a
she's
short
got on
ruler
her
on the
page.
screen there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what
So
will
do
happen
you
is
let
if you
me
draw
ask you-
another line, so if you draw a line starting with the word sit, because it says, I sit here past midnight. I always thought that was an interesting line, three from the bottom. So if you go from the I in sit and draw another line to the I in 9, the I in first, that degrees between there is 134, which is the page the poem is on. I thought that was kind of neato. Next, if you draw a line from the I in sit to the I on line 9, that is 42 degrees, yet another groovy number that probably means a lot. So it's just one way, and you'll notice that it goes right through the word before and to. So it's a way of saying 42. So this is how he's teaching you how to find other things in the book. That's only 2 of the 8 other things that are on this page.
No, it's so Davio. What I got,
There
what
it
I,
is.
what
See
I
that?
can't, what I can't wrap my head around on this, on that whole idea is why, what made you pick out the word sit? Where in the book did it tell you to count that many letters over, or that word? You know,
Okay.
where?
Well, this page does. Watch. You're going to do it with me. So from the bottom of the book, count to the 9th line.
From the bottom of the book, count to the 9th line.
Right. Just count up. And what word do you come to? So on the right side is even easier. So from the very bottom of the book, count up each line. You go, count up 9 lines from the very bottom. There's 9 lines. There's 13 lines of text, and you're going to stop on line 9. Oh, what word do you see right there? It actually says 9th. It actually says 79th year right there on that line. That's interesting because it's actually the 9th word on that line. So there's 9 clues. I think the word 9 in itself is a clue. Not that you're looking for 9 clues within the poem. There are things around the number 9 that are probably relevant, and this is one way that he's showing you that. Isn't that abstract? Kind of bitching. Here, you want to have some more fun?
Bitchin'.
Notice that there's 13
Did you just
lines
use
from
the
the
word
bottom, and we're on
bitchin'?
page 15.
He said,
Bitchin', dude. I'm from California.
Oh, okay.
So notice that we're on page 15. There's 13 lines. Directly across is page 14. The top 2 words are pocket and pocket on opposite sides of each other on the page, just like in a pool table. The very most important story in the book, because that has everything to do with the silver bracelet. How's that?
That is damn Davio.
This is where you play.
This
is where you play my music. Play my
I am
music
going
right
to-
about here. There you go. That's it.
Totally Davio. That's what that was. Not totally Mitzi, totally
There you
Davio.
go.
All right, Davio, thank
Absolutely.
you for calling in and having that wonderful conversation with Susie. You'll give her something to work on for the next couple of days. So,
You
but
betcha.
we always love hearing from you.
Right on. Thanks, kids. Love y'all.
You take care. Love you, brother.
Love you, Davio.
All right. So we got 5 minutes before we close up. That gives you 5 more minutes.
play Susie's little, she has fairy music.
Oh,
I have to show you guys what I promised everybody I would show you.
hang on, before you do this, I got to. So we've got 5 minutes to close up here, okay? But let me do this first. That's your music. Okay, so you promised us what?
I'm going to turn the phone off.
Okay. I'm going to show. Okay, so I was showing you guys that on page 110, on page 110 and 111. That's the illustration of the teachers with ropes.
Yeah.
On the page previous, the illustration at the top of the page, the girl in front, the very first girl, the pattern on her dress disappears.
Mhm.
So I'm taking that as my cue to that draws attention to the pattern on this dress. You know, if you
Because it's not on the other dress.
missing it. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
why is it missing? Okay, so then I've got my book of symbols, and I'm looking through here, and the very last page of this, I come across this symbol. I'm going to try to.
Is that a
show you.
cloud? Cloud
Yeah,
symbol?
and
Like
it
on her
says,
dress?
It says, these are modern ideograms used in the world of comic strips. Drawn close to a figure or structure, they indicate that the entity suddenly has come to a halt after traveling at high speeds. So, you know, there are cartoons involved in the chase, because both in Too Far to Walk and in Once Upon a While, he's got references to comic books, cartoons. It's a comic book reference. So when you look at this, her dress, then her dress it says halt. I mean, when you look at it as those little clouds, and look at it what the book said, perhaps that little cloud means halt. And where else I can pull warm water. Okay, so if you look so in the text on 110, talks about the teachers drinking coffee. There's more than one reference to coffee, and here's coffee pot at the back of the room, and the teachers while they drank coffee. So there's actually warm water on this page. The reference to coffee is warm water. And so, okay, and to take it further, there's other symbolized things in the book, such as a centipede. Centipede is 1,000 feet. You know, you could look at it. There's, a centipede or 100 feet. Centa is 100.
Yeah.
So, right. So we have a measurement. We have 100 feet in this chapter, right above halt. And then to go further, if it is the asterisk where we start, and then, because the asterisk says first few steps asterisk, where do we go from there? Well, right here, the last bit of this says the next step in the process was also predictable. And then at the bottom, it says about 4 steps. So right here, I'm wondering if this is step number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all described in, maybe it's 100, maybe it is the 100 feet, maybe it is the alpha teacher. The alpha, the beginning. Alpha is the start, the number, or the number 1 or the beginning. So maybe this alpha reference is pointing to us for this to be the beginning, and then our next step, which says right plainly here, might be described, and could it have something to do with the number 110
For that page.
from that page number? Could you relate somehow? Not only 110, but the number 100 is with the centipede symbolistic. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I got.
I don't know. So do you know what? Sometimes when you do that, you remind me of my youngest daughter. So because she goes, yeah. All right. So I'm going to close up shop here, right? But we have to make a couple of announcements before I get closed. First of all, Susie, thank you for participating in this Tube-a-Thon. You get our applause for sticking it out with us and answering all those questions and being kind and gentle to our callers. We truly appreciate that. And then Room, you've done a great job. We promoted a couple of moderators today, and I feel like they deserve it because they've been loyal viewers. Is that the bottom line? 50319? So you still have a chance. You still have a chance, folks, to get to paypal.me/Fennhaven and donate a couple of bucks to Susie's goal of getting to Santa Fe, hopefully during Fenbury, because that would just be great.
And make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, already.
It's Susie Fennhaven on YouTube.
Yeah, if you want to see more of my wild imagination, just jump over to my channel, and it's full of things just like that.
Yeah. So so Ken Blythe says, I hope I get my glasses. So we called the VA, and we're going to take another shot at getting those organized because we figured out what's wrong with them. But I did want to say a couple of things. So the last 2 shows have prevented us from reading emails, text messages, listening to voicemails, and having conversations with you guys as call-ins. So we're going to make up for that by having a Sunday night show. We're calling it Sunday Fun Day. It'll be at...
Housekeeping, you want towel?
Because we got to do the housekeeping to catch up.
Because we got to do the housekeeping to catch up because we are so behind on our emails and the text messages. I've got 5 pages of text messages. So on Sunday, we're going to be on at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. My daughter, Toby Renee, who's the youngest of my children, is coming out to visit me the 20th, 21st, 20th through the 23rd, and one of those is a Friday. And I think we're going to be able to do an afternoon show, but I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do the evening show because she is my daughter and she's coming all the way from Washington to visit. So, but maybe we can introduce you to my youngest daughter, who is honestly the most like me. She's adorable. I just love her.
Because he loves himself.
Because I love myself so much.
I was drinking Sauvignon Blanc, which is one of my faves.
Yeah. Oh, that was that New Zealand? What was it? Yeah. So, we occasionally, because I make dinners when Shelley comes over, and occasionally we have a little glass of wine with the dinner.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, I think we'll just go ahead and...
See you on Sunday.
That's out.
Thanks everybody for being here tonight, for hanging out with us, and Susie, and supporting her trip to Santa Fe, and a little bit of super chat on the side, and for all your great questions and comments, and our fun promotions to moderator tonight. Congratulations to Mitzi and Greg, and thanks for being here. I'm Shelley Carney with a Gypsy's Kiss.
Susie, you want to say your good nights?
Thanks so much, everybody. Really, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And same to you and Shelley. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you again Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so we can make up for all these texts and voicemails and all this stuff we haven't read. Susie says thank you all. And maybe in one of your upcoming videos, you can give everybody a final tally of what they contributed tonight. And we really appreciate all of that. And my offer still stands. First $100 gets a silver coin. Actually, what I'll do, first $100 gets a choice, the silver coin or the mixer. Second $100 gets
what's left over.
Whatever's left. So you'll have to let me know if that actually happens. All right. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you doing this for Susie, and I'll make sure that if she gets there, gets to Fennbury, we'll spend some time with her so we can talk about what she's doing. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Love everybody.